Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is a video to compare the HyperX Cloud Orbit S with the Corsair Virtuoso. Now these are two differently priced headsets with quite similar design aesthetics and very interesting features that make them both similarly comparable and well worth talking about. I have recently unboxed the Cloud Orbit S and it struck me how similar it is to the Corsair Virtuoso, so I thought it was worth doing a versus video for people that might be interested. Cloud Orbit S is considerably more expensive than the Virtuoso, but it is a very premium looking headset, and I'll link to the videos I've done on both these headsets in the description, so be sure to check out the unboxings and reviews of those as well. As you'll see from the video going through, the Corsair Virtuoso and the Cloud Orbit S both have very premium high quality finishes to them, with faux leather ear cups, faux leather headband, metal headband on the outside, and a variety of different inputs. Both have a removable microphone. You can see the Cloud Orbit S here with a windshield and several different connection cables. So the Cloud Orbit S comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable, a USB-C to standard USB connection cable, and a 3.5mm cable. That makes it compatible with PC, console, Nintendo Switch, and your mobile phone as well. It also comes with this neat little carrying bag. Now this is not a wireless headset, the Corsair Virtuoso is, so it's worth noting that straight away, but it is a very comfortable, very capable headset with some interesting features. It has, as I'll talk to you a bit later on, a 3D soundscape system, which is very interesting. Corsair Virtuoso, on the other hand, comes with a wireless dongle, I'll show you in a minute, and a number of different cables as well. You'll note in the box you get a USB-C to standard USB connection cable and a 3.5mm cable. For some reason they don't include a USB-C to USB-C connection, though as I noted in my review and unboxing video, you can use a USB-C to USB-C cable to connect this headset to your phone. This is also a high-res audio headset, which means you can get 96 kHz audio out of it if you connect it to your PC, and that's the best way to do it, but you do need to plug it in. The wireless dongle is a slipstream wireless dongle, which means you get seamless connection almost instantly. This works with PC and PS4, however it is worth noting that using the wireless dongle you only get 40,000 Hz frequency response. You need to plug in and use the wired connection to get the best audio. 96 kHz is fantastic. And out of the two headsets, the Virtuoso has the highest range in that term because you can only get 50,000 Hz out of the Cloud Orbit S. However, that doesn't mean the Cloud Orbit S isn't an impressive bit of kit when it comes to audio, and I'll talk to you in a bit more depth about that. Now, as I said, you can see on the bottom of the Virtuoso you have a USB-C connection and a 3.5mm jack. The best way to get the best quality sound is to plug in with a USB-C connection to your PC. It is worth noting that this headset comes with 7.1 virtual surround sound, however that does not work on PlayStation, and you also cannot get the high-res audio on PlayStation, you can only get it on PC. So this is probably a headset aimed at PC gamers more than anything. The HyperX Cloud Orbit S has the same quality of audio across whatever device you're using it on, but it doesn't offer that high-res audio. However, as you'll see from the bottom, it also has the 3.5mm connection, USB-C connection, and the ability to plug in and attach your microphone, as well as the microphone volume adjustment and the headset volume adjustment wheels. The Corsair Virtuoso has a very high quality microphone, and be sure to check out the review of this headset to get an idea of the quality of that, because I always use the microphones to do the reviews, and it's a fantastic little mic. It comes with an LED light on the end to let you know when it's turned on and off, and as I said, it's detachable, which means you can use the headphones out of the house as standard headphones if you wish. One of the features I really like about this is it has a mic mute button underneath, so once you've plugged it in you can mute it quite easily. If you press and hold that mic mute button you can turn the side tone on and off as well, which is very handy. Now the Virtuosos have faux leather ear cups, meaning they block out some external noise, so having that side tone is fairly important because you will find yourself shouting and not being able to hear your own voice very easily otherwise. It is worth noting that the side tone capabilities of the Virtuoso are also better in my opinion than the Cloud Orbit S, which microphone you have to put quite close to your mouth before you can hear yourself. The Virtuoso does a much better job. It's also quite a compact microphone by comparison, but they're both very flexible and bendable. Here you can see the Cloud Orbit S mic plugged in. You'll note it has a windshield on the end, but you can remove that. Now I have had some problems with the Cloud Orbit S microphone, so I cannot comment on the quality of it just yet. For some reason I seem to be getting some electronic feedback while using it, and I've had problems trying to work out why. I'm hoping it's a firmware update, but I'm currently trying to fathom that. But be sure to check out the review to get an idea of the quality of it. It does look the part though, and is very flexible, and the fact that you can remove it is also a bonus. Now, when it comes to ear cups, the HyperX headset is definitely the winner in my book. It has incredibly deep ear cups, similar to those I've seen from Turtle Beach's lineup. These are very deep and it's hard to put across just how good they are. They're faux leather ear cups, but they have a memory foam padding underneath, which basically means they're incredibly comfortable to wear. They are a bit warmer than the velour or other style ear cups you might find that aren't leather or faux leather. However, they do block out a good amount of noise and they are incredibly deep and very plush. You can see they have a very good quality to them, and they look excellent up close. You can also see there is a nice coating on the drivers, but the good news is that the ear cups are deep enough and big enough that they don't squash your ears, and they give you plenty of room so you don't feel like your ears are touching the drivers the entire time, which is an added bonus. That means it's comfortable to wear all day long, and I have been doing that already, wearing it all day long, listening to music, and then playing games in the evening without much bother. I can imagine in the summer it could get quite warm, but it's going to be a personal preference thing whether you like these or not. They do look very premium, and I'll show you a bit later on that you can actually remove them as well, which is a bonus. A little close-up shot, macro goodness, just to show you the quality of the design. Now, the Virtuoso's ear cups by comparison are quite a bit more shallow. They are also, unfortunately, in my opinion at least, a bit too small and a bit too shallow, meaning they're quite uncomfortable, and after a short period of wear I found that my ears started to ache quite a bit. I found my ears were pressing against the drivers and unfortunately were squashed by the ear cups as well, which is a real shame because the headset itself otherwise oozes premium quality and a really good design and fantastic audio as well. Out of the two, I'd say this probably has the best audio, especially when you're using it with a 96 kHz. You can see that you do get quite plush ear cups, it's just they're a bit too small. If you have smaller ears, you might not have a problem with it. There is a lot of flex and bend in the ear cups though, and that's the same for both headsets, which means that you can adjust it to sit on your head nicely. Found that both sat quite tight on the head. The HyperX is probably a little bit tighter than the Corsair. Neither of them are going to fly off. Certainly a very good fit and a very good look and feel to them as well. I did note in a review that I thought that the Virtuoso was a bit squeaky when you revolved it like that, but it's not a problem when you're wearing it. Now the HyperX has an extendable headband that has a very nice metal finish to it and looks the part, and I'll show you what the Corsair's like in a second. Now you can extend this to be quite big actually, it does go very large, and I've got quite a large head so I'm pleased to see that it fits nicely. On the inside you have the Audi's and the Wave NX logos, which I'll talk to you in a bit more depth about a bit later on. And you can see a nice metal finish with logos to let you know which side you should put the headset on and which way around to wear it. You'll note a nice smooth action when you're turning in the ear cups as well. and it fits nicely to the head. As I said, it clamps on quite tight as well, which in my bag is a very good thing indeed. And you can see the Corsair also has an extendable headband. Both of these are very premium designs, very high quality finish to them, and they're really nice. They look like really good metal. Nice, very good quality to them too. And a nice twist and turn in the ear cups, as I was saying. Now the highlight and interesting part of the HyperX Cloud Orbit S is this 3D audio. This uses a special system which basically adjusts the audio depending on where you're looking, where you're turning your head. So if you imagine the screen in front of you and you're playing your games, if you look to the side and edge of the screen, you'll get more audio in the ear that's facing the screen. This offers a more positional surround sound experience, which is quite interesting. It can be disconcerting at first, but you can adjust it within the software. It also has a number of different profiles that you can go between within the software. It allows you to adjust it, and you can adjust it to account for the size and shape of your head and things like that as well. So you can switch between different profiles, including flat, default, footsteps, ballistics, music, racing, RPG and warm, and you can calibrate it according to what you're doing. You can adjust the volume quite easily. You can also press and hold the 3D button to turn the 3D mode on and off, and to put it onto manual or auto modes, and it's fun to play around with and adjust to get it the way you like it. But out the box it does a really intelligent bit of tracking. It doesn't use the camera on your computer or anything, it just uses gyroscopes in the headset and some very clever intelligence. When it comes to design quality, both these headsets are fantastic. As I said, the Corsair Virtuoso is a wireless headset, and that sports around 20 hours of battery life. It's worth noting that the Orbit S also has a battery in it which is up to 10 hours, but it's not wireless and it doesn't have Bluetooth. The reason you have battery in it is if you plug your phone into it while you're out of the house with 3.5mm jack or USB-C, obviously it needs something to power the 3D audio and to get the sound going properly. It's an interesting point worth noting. Obviously, if you want a wireless headset, the Virtuoso is going to be the one for you, but if you want something that has a very clever intelligence to it and perhaps is a little bit more comfortable, then the Cloud Orbit S might be worth considering, although the Virtuoso is around half the price, so it is a lot more affordable. The Virtuoso has a nice high quality volume wheel on it, as well as the switch for switching between wired and wireless mode. However, there aren't any other buttons to speak of on the headset, so you can't easily switch between audio profiles or turn surround sound on and off and clever things like that, which is a bit of a shame. However, as I did note, you can turn the side tone on and off by press and holding the mic mute button, which is something. The ability to connect both these headsets via a multitude of cables is also a really good feature in my mind. It means they're multifaceted and that you could wear them as headphones as well as gaming devices. Although the Virtuoso does have the RGB lighting, so that makes it stand out a bit more if you're into that sort of thing. The Cloud Orbit S is perhaps slightly more understated, although it does have the large HyperX logos on the outside, but you can detach both microphones, meaning that these can theoretically be easily used as very comfortable, very high quality headphones out of the house when you're not gaming. Both have very plush headbands and very nice design to them too. The HyperX has a rubberized feel to the top of it, where the Virtuoso has that padded faux leather headband finish on it. Final thing that I wanted to show you was the way that you can remove the ear cups on the Cloud Orbit S. Now, these are interesting because they're quite difficult to get off, but you can pull them from the bottom and the top and get them off that way. Now, I noted in previous videos that you cannot get the Virtuoso's ear cups off, but I apparently have been corrected by another viewer who commented on the video saying that you actually can. They twist off. That's not something I can show you, unfortunately. But underneath the Cloud Orbit S, you'll see the large drivers. These are 100mm drivers. Corsair's Virtuosos only have 50mm. The result is a very rich sound experience from the Cloud Orbit S. despite a lower frequency response, I've found I'm very impressed both in terms of games, music and movies with the quality of the audio from this headset. Fantastic delivery of audio and a really good experience whatever you're doing. The Virtuoso does still have that high-res audio on PC when wired though, and for me that offers a much better experience in terms of the range of sounds that you can hear, but the Cloud Orbit S does have a really good bass to it and a very rich sound experience. Both are fantastic in that way. Hope you found this video useful. Be sure to check out the reviews and unboxings for more information on each headset. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting or hilarious. Be sure to subscribe and check out these other videos, as well as taking a look in the description for links and other information you might find useful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see extra about this, and have a great life.